Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Okay, today's topic is dating and health risk. Okay, all right, before we get started, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. Welcome to all of the new viewers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I appreciate you so very much. Now, those of you who are new to the channel, I will answer your relationship questions. So at the end of this video, I'll show you a link where you can send in your questions, and I will either answer your question on air or I will answer it privately through the email. Okay? All right. And those of you who are interested in these caps, they are now available in my online store. So just go to the description, go to the bottom, and you'll see a link that says online store. Click on the link, and there you are. Okay? All right. Let's get started with this message today. Dating and health risk. Okay? A lot of risk we already know. We've already heard about, STDs and HIV and whatever else could be out there. But don't forget these risks when you are dating. You understand? That's why I say take your time with people before you even think about getting intimate with them. Okay, now I did get some letters from some young ladies who are very smart that they require their date to go get tested before they get sexually involved with each other. I think that's a great idea. If you can get that, and if you take your time, you should be able to get that. And it seems to me that any person that will go through that for you will be monogamous. Why not? Now, ladies, during the dating stage, you have already made it plain to your partner that you expect monogamy. All right? This is a must, because this is a way that you show that you respect yourself and you know your value. You don't want to be with a partner that's going out cheating on you at every turn. No. You need to state to him in the beginning, when you tell him that you're celibate, okay? And if and when you get to that point, you expect monogamy, okay? All right? And don't be afraid to say that, because, ladies, we don't want to keep wasting our time with people who are no good for us. This is a way to weed out people we don't want and hopefully get the people that we do want. Now, to start us off today, I did pull a little video. All right? And we're going to look at this video. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to read some letters. Okay? All right, here we go.
Today we're talking about herpes. Like, that's a bad word, right? Everybody's very afraid of herpes. The thing is, in truth, it's very common. There's two kinds of herpes. Herpes 1 is the cold sore on the mouth. 90% of people have that. Most people get it as a child from a relative. Not on purpose, it's just really easy to get. Any touching, so kissing, sharing a cup of water, a cup of coffee, that's why the herpes 1 is so common, and you see it all the time. People with cold sore, fever blister, canker sore, that's all herpes. Now, how do you figure out if you have herpes or not? It's a blood test. That's the most accurate. A swab or just looking at it, you can't always tell. Herpes 2 is the one that's called genital herpes. So that's the one that's usually down there. That is from touching. So that means any touching. So it could be just rubbing against, it could be oral sex, it could be anything. So that's why it's so common. It's 50% of people have it. So it's super duper common. In fact, a condom doesn't really protect you because the condom is only on the penis, not on the skin. So that's why everybody has that too. Ultimately, medically, herpes is not a big deal. deal. It's a bump that hurts. Doesn't cause cancer, doesn't cause problems down the road, doesn't cause you to not get pregnant, doesn't cause problems with delivery if we give you medicine. So there's lots of negative stigma because the drug companies want you to take a pill every day. Because if you take a pill every day, it won't come out. But we use the drugs. The medicines are very good if it does come out. So if you ever feel something, a cold sore on the mouth, we have special medicine for that. If you ever have medicine down here, we have special medicine for that. And then, of course, you don't want to give it to somebody else. So it's hard sometimes to know if you have it or not. But that's why you take the medicine to decrease your chance. And also, once it goes away, for 2 weeks after it goes away, there's still a chance to give it to someone. But if you don't really see anything, then there's very, very little chance for you to give it to someone else. So just trying to educate, there's too much fear around herpes. It's really easily treated. It's not medically that big a deal. And actually a lot of people have it. The key is drawing the blood. Just because someone says, I've never had anything, doesn't mean anything. They need to do the blood test to see if they have it.
Now, as you saw what the doctor said, this is a disease that is so common. I was reading somewhere that 90-some% of the population has this disease in some shape or form. I also read that they're not in a hurry to cure this because there's no money in the cure, just like any disease. There's no money in it. So you have to kind of suffer with it and buy pills for it or whatever situation. Now, unfortunately, this particular one that the doctor talked about, this particular one, you can get it just by touch. You could shake hands with somebody and then, like we always will, have hands and you got it. You understand? It's almost unavoidable not to get this. And that's why so many people in our population has it. And just like the doctor said, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. You understand? You could have contracted it anywhere because it could stay dormant in a person for a long time and then all of a sudden pop up. So it's a lot of people out here walking around who don't even know they have it. You understand? So this is just one of those ills in society that you do get through dating. Okay? All right, let's read this letter. I enjoy watching your videos because you have a perspective that really hones in on the wisdom from your experiences in dating. I really enjoy watching your videos on celibacy as I am on a journey of abstinence and celibacy after my ex, whom I last been with, had given me herpes. My ex and I had been together for 3 years, and I was always taking care of my body and getting tested before I dated him, and didn't think I needed to get tested while in a faithful relationship. Well, see, it doesn't mean that he cheated and gave it to you. This is what I wanted you to understand, ladies, and this is why I showed you the video, because you can get this from just touch. He could have had his hand in the wrong place at one time, and then he touched you. But this disease can be dormant. This is the thing. People can walk around with it without even knowing that they have it. And see, he could have touched you, and you're more susceptible to it, and that's why it showed up in you all along. So it doesn't mean that he cheated. This is the point I want you to understand. But he was not honest, and I began to have these pains, bumps, and discharge. I was so hurt because I was loyal to him, and he still lies, saying he wasn't cheating on me now that I have this diagnosis, because I know it didn't come from osmosis. It pretty much could have. This is why I wanted to clear this up with you and make this clear to you ladies. If this disease shows up in you, it doesn't mean that your partner cheated. It could mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Okay? All right. I honestly want to hurt him, but God got me away from him before I ended up in jail. It has been 6 months since I found out and left, and I'm still a sexual being. I crave love, but I am not ready to know that I am not healed from this trauma and have a long way to go to be secure with this new lifelong issue. I started a medication, cleared me up. Good. Yeah, the doctor talked about that. Lately, I have been visiting shops and purchasing various toys online. I honestly will say these toys have given me a better orgasm than any man has and probably would ever be able to give me. I told you, ladies. I talked about this in another video. But for you ladies who are celibate, you don't have to be out of pleasure because you're celibate. But don't be afraid to go online and try out these little toys. I'm telling you, there's no reason for you to sit around and miss having sex. They got some toys out here now. You you won't even miss a man, period. You understand? And this is for, you're trying to be celibate until the right man comes along. I'm not saying that you want this toy for a lifetime. You understand? But what I'm saying is, while you are celibate, and if you got your little gizmo at home, you see, you won't be so tempted when he tries to seduce you. You won't be so tempted because you'll be good. You understand? There's a little trick that men do. A man, if he is sexually active with you, or he's about to be, some of them will masturbate first before they come over. You understand? And then when they have sex with you, it helps them to last longer. That's why some of these dudes be wanting to go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That's ridiculous. It's because they've already come before they come to see you. See, that's something that the men do. So what I'm telling you is, for those of you who are open-minded enough and you want to get you a sex toy, do this and be celibate while you clear yourself out and go for your spiritual healing and awakening. You understand? And then you're not losing out on either end. And then when the universe sends you the right man, and he comes correct, and he's healed, and he's just right for you, then you can take your time to get to know him, make sure everything is good, you see, before you engage in a sexual relationship with him. You see, ladies, we need a plan. We need a plan, how to plan this out, so we don't keep getting caught up in these traps. The men seduce us. You understand? And whatever he has, he's going to give it. You see? Now, this happens to be herpes. But what about HIV? You understand? That's a deadly disease. What about that? See, the thing, ladies, for the herpes, like he said, protection not going to help you for that. But it will help you if there's something more deadly coming down the pipe, if you use protection. Okay? And like I said, I did read, when I was doing some research on this topic, that it's 90-some%, a very high percentage of the population with this herpes thing. You understand? It's like a cold. Everybody's got one, okay? Or had one. And it can lay dormant, and a lot of people don't even know they have it. You understand? So, let's see what else you say in this letter. I sometimes feel like I'm having an outer body experience, but the reality is I cannot build a life with my toys. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun with these toys. and I say good for you. Okay? I know God has destined me to be in a marriage, as I have been convicted by God while self-pleasing. No, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, you have not been convicted by anybody by pleasing yourself. There's nothing wrong in pleasing yourself. You see, that came out of religion. It's wrong. Nothing wrong with you pleasing yourself, and nobody has convicted you for it. You see, when I was growing up, I am a minister's daughter. Okay, so yeah, all this doctrine and everything, I know where it's coming from. And when I was growing up in our little Bible study classes, they would teach us that practically everything was a sin. Everything. And see, the thing about it, I carried those beliefs into my first marriage when it came to sex. Because in the religion, just about everything was a sin. It took me a while. After I walked away from religion, I understood. It's nothing wrong with this. It's just pleasure. And God is not going to punish you for pleasuring yourself. You understand? That came from man. No, God said that. So I just want you to get off that, because you see, that can be a hindrance to you. That belief. If you believe that you've been convicted and that's why you have this disease, is because you pleasured yourself or whatever you did. No. This particular ailment is just out like the common cold. You understand? And the medical profession, they can cure it. It's just a virus, but they don't want to. They don't want to, because it's big money in it. Especially with so much of the population afflicted by it, it's big money business. So why cure it? You understand what I'm saying? There's no shame in it or anything. Everybody's about got it. So I just want you, and we got it from the doctor's mouth. It's no worries here. I want to know what your thoughts are about masturbation during celibacy. Well, now you know it. It's no problem. It's no problem. You satisfying yourself all you want. All you want. There's no issue. This is just dogma that came from man out of religious organizations. Okay? All right, so I hope that you understand that. And let's go to another letter, okay? This one is a little different. It's about a son and his narcissistic girlfriend. About a year ago, my son, who was in college, started dating this girl he met online. My son hasn't had much experience in dating world, but this new girlfriend of his seems to me to be a bit narcissistic. I let my guards down and accepted her right away from the beginning. Yeah, you probably did that because that's your son. Your son likes this girl, and of course, as a mother, you want to like the girl that your son likes. Yeah, I can understand that. Which I regret now. She wants him all to herself. Ever since he met her, he doesn't spend any time with family. And to mention, she even got upset that he took me to the store, which was 5 minutes driving distance. She tells him what he can eat and act like she knows nutrition, but she is on the heavier side. She wants my son to be at her every family event, gathering, but when it comes to ours, she is nervous and do not want to come and acts like a baby. She's loud, kicks, and pinches my son under the table when we're out eating as a family. Yeah, she's doing that to keep him in line. Okay? It sounds to me she's got full control over him. She acts like she knows everything. Her parents even gave them the approval to move in together, which we said it's not a good idea. He would do anything to make her happy, and she is completely taking advantage of him. My question is, how can I help my son see she is not good? I'm a single mom of 2 boys. All right, single mom. I I feel your pain because I'm a single mom too, and I have boys. And you don't always agree with who they made up with. But what's to do? You understand? For me, I'm just not all that forthcoming, to the new one. If I don't particularly care for the person, I won't be that forthcoming. But mom, don't waste your time trying to convince your son that this is not the right girl for him. Because the more that you push him, the closer he's going to get to her. You see, that's the way it works. It's better if you just kind of stay out of it. Don't have anything to say about it. And you may need to loosen up your grip on your son so he's not tugging between you and the girlfriend. You see, because that will make him feel like he has to make a choice. And if he chooses you, his mom, he may resent it later because he may feel like he should have picked the girlfriend. And if he picks the girlfriend, he's going to be upset with her because he's going to feel guilty about choosing her against his mom. You understand? Don't get in that tug of war. My advice is that you just step back, just be a mom whenever he comes to you, and let them do their thing. That's the best way. I tell you, I know I'm in like the same situation. You understand? Let them find out. Now, if he comes to you and asks you, what do you think about her? Then that's your time to tell it. But if he doesn't, keep it to yourself. Now, I'm not saying that, you're going to embrace her like, you're not going to be all that friendly. You understand? But you're not going to be rude either. And you're not going to criticize her to your son at all. You understand? Now, you said in here that she got upset because you asked your son to come take you someplace or whatever. That can happen. Understand? That can happen. And, if that's the case, if your son comes to get you and takes you, let it be that. I wouldn't sit in there and say, what did she say? Why she say that? She shouldn't be doing things. Don't get into that. Stay neutral, Mom, and protect your own happiness in this situation. Take your focus off of him and his girlfriend, and you focus on something that makes you happy. You understand? And that's the way that you survive that. And whatever happens with them, it'll happen. It'll happen. If your son one day comes to you and say, Mom, we're having this kind of trouble, and what do you think about this? Even if he does that, be careful with what you say. Okay? Even if they have some difficulty and he comes to you and he's complaining or whatever, be careful what you say, because he could very well go back to her and then hold whatever you say against you. Both of them will. It can be a very touchy situation like this. I tell you, I'm living it. Very touchy. The best thing you can do is be neutral. Never criticize this girl and let them do their thing. And don't worry about him showing up. Let him know, yeah, we're going to have this. The family's going to have this. And if he shows, good. And if he doesn't, forget it. Forget it. Okay? So I hope that this helps you. I hope you understand. Okay? Let's see if we have time for one more letter. Okay? All right. This is a young lady, and it's titled Leaving the Cycle. I am currently filling out a plan for victory of separating myself from toxic, narcissistic mother and ex. I have been subjected to abuse from both for years. I'm saving any amount of cash to get a van and a storage unit. Okay, I can crash at a few people's house, but I'm nervous because they always find me. I'm moving out of the city and have plans for living in a van or shelter for backup. I'm looking for a new job to quit my current one. Okay, good. So you're working. I have a friend that will look out for my pet, my baby girl, and I need some friendly support and chats. The trauma bond has been a pain. I live with my ex and work with my mom. Okay, so you live with your ex and you work with your mom. The negative energy is everywhere. I'm trying my best to have this victory. I plan on van shopping on the 16th. Any advice is more than welcome. Please wish me luck. Okay, well, you certainly got the wish for luck. Let me understand here and see if there's anything that I can help you with. Now, all right, so you are working and you're living with your ex, but I'm getting the idea that you want to move from these people. You want to move from your ex and your mother. That's why you want to get a van so that you can leave town. You want to leave the city. Okay, I understand that. All right. Well, I hope that it all works out for you. But I understand that you want to get away from toxic people. And for you to leave them and walk away is probably the best thing. But you need to heal too. That's very important. Because if you don't start your healing and go through this process, even when you move to the new city, you're going to meet the same type of people. Because remember, I know this is hard for a lot of people to understand. You are creating your environment. It's not just happening. You are creating it by the energy that you are putting out into the universe. So for you, you don't want to move to another city and then still be putting out the same energy. That's why you have to heal. In the description, I'm going to put in there how to I forget the name, but it's how to heal from trauma. I'm going to put that video, and then start your spiritual awakening. And this is the only way you're going to be free to start life over. It is like a rebirth. You understand? You go through this healing and you will be like a new person. And your life will begin to get better and better. But without the healing, you're going to repeat this cycle over and over and over again with different people, no matter where you go. So I hope that you understand, and I hope that this message helps you, because it's very important to heal, people. To heal. Or whatever you're going through will never change. It will just get worse. It'll change and get even worse. And even if you leave that situation like this young lady, if you have not healed from that, you will repeat it. Because this is like the way that the universe works. You are presented with challenges. I call them lessons. But they're challenges. These are things that don't feel good. But if you learn the lesson in the challenge, and you do this through healing, you see, then you move on to something better. Not saying that there won't be other challenges, but they will be different challenges, because that's what life is about. It's about lessons and blessings. Lessons and blessings. But if you never learn this lesson, you'll stay right there and keep repeating it. Keep repeating it until you learn it. You see, that's why people say, "Oh, my life is so hard, and life is so bad, and life is so this and like," because they never learn the lesson. They never, whatever situation they're in, there's a lesson in it. They didn't learn it. Once you learn it and heal from that, your life will get better. Okay? So I hope that you understand that, and I really hope it helps. Now, those of you who have questions, here it is. Here's the link. Send your questions to MissFayesWorld@hotmail.com. That's MissFayesWorld@hotmail.com. Now, keep your letters to one page. It's so funny. I have to laugh because I keep saying keep your letters at one page. And when it comes in, it comes in now more pages. I'm getting like 5 pages. Okay? So I understand. Just try to keep them at one page. Just summarize your situation and ask me the question. All right? And if you prefer me to answer your question through the email, just say it at the top of the letter, and I will comply to that. And for those of you who don't receive a response to your email through the email, I will read your letter online, okay, and share it with the collective. All right? So I wish you all well. I thank you so much for supporting this channel. I thank you for your comments. I do read them, and I enjoy reading them. It lets me know how you feel about these messages. And I do thank you for your letters, and I really hope that my responses are helping you in some way. And a special thank you for those who leave a donation. I appreciate it so very much. It really just helps the channel to grow. So I wish you all well. I wish you happiness, and I hope to see you next time.